Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. Welcome back to another round of building guitars over here with McD. This is episode 7 of our new journey, and yeah, we got some fun stuff to do this episode. We're gonna kind of be all over the place, not really a focus. We'll get into what we got going on with our neck and why we're kind of step processing it, and we're gonna keep polishing up that body as we go. We do officially have all hardware for the guitar in the house, so and kind of maybe we'll run through some of that today too. But yeah, let's just dive right in and see some of the fun stuff we got going, and can't wait to yeah, can't wait to see what you guys think about it. So let's jump in, and we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna keep going with this neck here. I guess we got to find some access to our truss rod, right? Start off there. I'm not really doing a whole lot, but definitely want to make sure that our spot where our nut's going to be is settled and flush. Boy, look how thick that fretboard is. I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, here we go. Let's kind of work off our center line there. And boy, doing work with chisels is always a lot of fun and something I need to do more of. I could definitely see myself getting into this more. I actually recently got a set of gouge chisels, and I need to sharpen them up and get them into action. Stop using all these power tools all the time, right? I know. So pretty basic there, you know. We got to work down about a centimeter and slowly get to our spot and square out a area for our Allen wrench to go in, and pretty soon here we'll get a file and kind of round it out and make sure that we have some easy access. You know, you want to be able to slide that wrench in there. And once we start adjusting this truss rod, I just will adjust it back and forth what I need, scarring the side of that pocket I'm creating right now. And when I'm finished, I'll know how far that Allen wrench needs to move, and I can just kind of sand it back and know what the full range of the Allen wrench will be. So I always like to support that thin piece of wood when I'm drilling this hole. You know, we'll go in with a small drill bit, then we go in with a little bigger one, and yeah, we have success. So we can now adjust our truss rod. Here we're going to start working a little more detailed on our volute, and this is what we're talking about in the beginning of doing this neck in stages. When I finalized this and got everything together and let it sit for a couple weeks, we actually ended up with just a tiny bit of back bow in the neck. And, you know, I can kind of see now naturally with the grain of the wood. So what I want to do is really work off every bit of excess material that I feel is needed to make sure we're relieving any and all stress on that back bow before we think about radiusing the fretboard. I really want to get, like I said, all the material off, relieve as much stress from this neck as possible. Then we can do a truss rod adjustment, flatten out our fretboard, and we'll feel comfortable with radiusing, and you know, we'll come out with a flat fretboard. We won't have a hump in the middle or a dip in the middle, and everyone will be happy. So yeah, this is still a work in progress. We'll show you at the end. I'm really not sure what direction I'm going to go in with this volute, but yeah, I'm just kind of letting it happen itself, and we'll let it go. Right now, it's kind of got this, you can almost see there in this fast forward, I've got a flat little kind of round circle on the back edge of it, and I kind of like it. And whether I keep that flat and then dip, we'll see. We'll take a peek at that at a later point. And yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we have all hardware in the house, and pretty happy with it. We'll definitely take a peek at it. But I ran into a situation here. You know, we were talking about inlaying our tuners into the that koa on the back there, and well, the tuners I got, they're not gonna inset. Um, so we're gonna, you know, make a little more work for ourselves, and decided I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, flatten that 2 mil of koa, maybe down to 1, and then we'll do a little bit of light sanding on the face of the headstock, and we'll just have to take that camphor burl down to about 1, 2, and we'll be happy. So I'll have a little workaround there, but I think it's going to come out nice. And yeah, boy, everything I do with this neck is just work, work, work. Yeah, just doesn't seem like it's getting small enough, and it's working, working, working. But we do. By the end of this video, we're going to be there and starting to get into a playable shape of a neck. And yeah, just have to keep working at it. You can see again, I'm using that nut spacing rule to keep a good line on our neck here. You know, as you're sanding or filing back and forth on a neck, well, you're filing or sanding almost twice as much in the middle of the neck as you are at each end, just because of the natural stroke of rotation. And you also kind of got to watch the amount of pressure you put through the stroke. So you don't want to dip in the middle. So always keep an eye on that flat line. Now we're going to get some access. We need some access for all of our gear to go. And yeah, this is pretty hard. It's pretty funny, you know, you get that drill and you just right at the end, you're like, don't drop it, don't drop it. And I did. I blasted through on 2 of these 3 holes, and thank God I did leave a tiny little dent in 2 spots, and thank God they're covered by the plate. And so I won't have to sand those out. Won't be able to see them. They'll be hiding. And I'm getting pretty sold on this side cavity idea for, you know, any kind of battery compartment or output jack. And yeah, as we'll see here in a few minutes, I decided, hey, well, if we're going to start doing this, we might as well make our own covers. The price of those plastic PRS covers has almost doubled in the last year. So I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to buy any more of those. But here we see, took a piece of torrefied flamed maple and didn't catch it on camera. But what I did is, in this iteration, I just set that plastic cavity cover on top of a chunk of wood, outlined it, bandsawed it out, took it to the spindle sander, and then put some adhesive sandpaper on the side of the guitar body and just sanded it right to its spot. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way this is coming out. And let's see here. We'll take a look here, and yeah, what do you guys think of that? I think that looks pretty nice. So we'll just keep moving forward there, and hopefully do that in the future. This is the 3rd round of super glue fill, and I'm almost there, but I know I'll have at least one more light touch-up round in the future. And yeah, it is kind of a bear, but it's just something I'm gonna have to go through. You know, this burl was pretty porous, and we are getting pretty smooth flat now. So very happy with that. And yeah, the amber super glue looks like it's part of the guitar. So I think that was a good choice in the end too. And yeah, sand, sand, sand. Yeah, we're getting pretty close on the body. And as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and sand up our F-holes. And I'm thinking by next episode, I'll be drawing and carving these out. So that's pretty exciting. Can't wait for that to come together. Really do. I really need to. I'm going to do some stain samples and see about putting a light background hue on this top. But we're definitely going to have to do some samples and take a peek at it first. I think we'll probably be able to get into that next episode also. And see, it's really nice natural, but man, if I could get just a light hue of something in that burl, I think it might really set it off. So we'll see what happens there. Did do a little more work on sanding the back of this guy too, and man, yeah, koa is such a lustrous wood. It's just very nice to work with. And we're there. We've let our neck settle and sit and go through a couple truss rod adjustments, and I'm feeling really good about the flatness of this fretboard. So it's time to radius. And boy, this is about 3+ hours of going after it. Just seems, yeah, I mean, I'm sure as I grow in skill, all these things will improve. But right now, it makes me really comfortable to be able to work this out in this manner. Would hate to end up too thin on a fretboard that's already glued on and struggle with the fret slot depth. So by doing this, it's a lot more work, but I have a lot more flexibility in being able to work towards the shape and direction I want to be. And yeah, it's time to cut off a little bit of excess weight. Um, don't need this chunk anymore, and we'll be getting rid of this other chunk here also. Lots of measuring going on there. It is, I usually leave about 8 mil of neck fretboard out of the neck pocket, and all my guitars seem to range between 5 and 8, and yeah, 8 seems to work well for me. Yeah, work. This was, you can see some of these micro pauses in here were decent breaks, man. I was going after it this day. Starting to get tired. There we are. All hail the block plane. This Padauk works great. It's such a fun wood to plane. It almost has a waxy feel to it. And yeah, we're just going to start working a general idea and direction of this neck break angle. And we know we fit in, so we know where we're at now. And yeah, we'll keep working forward. I did even when we get to the side of this neck, you can see these two woods just worked so well with this plane that I really went after it this day. There's nothing really more satisfying than working with a sharp plane. That's for sure. Yep, keep an eye on that square. Don't want to fall off. It's a pretty windy day today, or I would have a massive pile of curls on that table. Like we said, wow, just had a good alignment and a good day going, so was really able to work the side of this neck down with the block plane the whole way, right up until fit, and it was really pleasing watching the brown curls of that fretboard come off. No chip out, no problems at all, and we were a little thick. We were probably about 2 mil thicker than we needed to be on this neck, about 45 at the nut instead of 43-ish. And we were about 59-ish instead of 57-ish at the 22nd fret. And yeah, it really saved me a lot of time using this plane rather than getting the old sanding leveling beam out we see sitting in the background there. And I will, actually, you can only make it so far there, so I have a little touch up to do around the nut area. But wow, we have worked this thing down really quickly, and we fit in our neck pocket now. So can't be more than excited about that. I've been waiting a long time to put this neck in this body. And we do. We consistently check the straightness of the edge and the, how far we are off of that center line. We wouldn't want to lop too much off one side and be a little offset. We want our strings to center really well. So kind of back and forth and make sure we're even. And yeah, we paid attention, and the flatness and the squareness of this really did stay true. So, obviously you have to work some more neck break angle in and do a little more fitting for the end of the pocket. But that all happens off camera here at some point. And yeah, we have got a neck in our guitar. Look at that. I think it looks pretty nice. I think all the colors are kind of nice and contrasting together. This is the last thing we were going to do today, and when we glued this top on, we didn't forget to do a piezo route out. I was actually kind of broke and thinking, man, I don't think piezo is going to happen on this one, and so I just went forward, and well, lo and behold, we'll get into the reasons why we were going piezo on this one in the future, but decided to get myself a 3/8 bit for this aircraft drill, and boy, I was about 4 mil off of lining up straight, so I had to pre-drill with that long drill bit and then kind of work in at an angle here. And in the end, it worked out great, but definitely lets me know that to just always take that chunk out in the future. No need to have to work around things like this. But in the end, we have piezo access, so yay, we are there. Well, let's take a quick peek here. So Eric is going to have his choice of some 8515 or some 5815 pickups. Both phenomenal pickups in my mind. We'll see what he picks. We have some Gota locking tuners in gold. We're going to be going with Ghost Tech piezo bridge, and we have our full preamp set up. Oh boy. We also are going to be going with gold fret wire, and we will have a kill switch, we'll have coil split, and a toggle for acoustic. So, woo! Be drilling some holes in this thing. But yeah, we'll get into that in a little later episode, and maybe this will encourage Eric to pick out his pickup set. So, we'll see you guys later. All right, well, here we are at the end of another episode, and we have some fun stuff to go through today. Let's dive right in, huh? We got a telly. Telly's finished. Really stoked with how that came out. It's probably the best setup I've done on a guitar yet. For anyone out there, man, I don't know what kind of rock I was hiding under, but T. Woodford is the channel to watch on YouTube. He soaks so much information up from this guy. Ted is just the best, so highly recommend going over and checking his channel out. But yeah, we've not only got a telly done, my PRS is done. Finally got made myself a new number one. I haven't quite got the control cavity or the truss rod cover on yet, but this is my new number one. So I'll be playing this guitar as my number one. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna love having stainless steel frets and really being able to dig in and practice on whatever I want and not worry about wearing frets out on expensive guitars. So pretty stoked with that, yeah, but that's not why we're here today, right? And yeah, so Telly will definitely be gone by the next time you see me, but PRS is mine, so get to keep that one. And here we are. I'm really digging this. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see in there what we're working with there, but yeah, we are coming along. I'm really digging that. So we are sitting down at 5.5 pounds already, and we still have some stuff to honk off of here. So it's gonna be a nicely weighted guitar. Pretty stoked on that. And yeah, kind of, I'll give you a close up of the volute there. And yeah, like I said, we'll just let it kind of roll and see what action it takes and what shapes we get. kind of lead to another thing here. We got all this nice hardware here, and well, we could thank Eric. Eric really stepped it up. He he paid for all of his own parts on the guitar, kind of like we're doing going forward. And not only that, Eric gave a sizable donation to McD Guitars to help further the possibilities of me building free guitars for you guys. He really liked the idea of me giving back to the community, and he threw in some pretty major dough to keep me rolling and keep all the stuff going. So, all McD fans can give a big round of applause for Eric. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And yeah, I guess that brings me to the next topic. Edward Emerson, I haven't heard from him. I do greatly apologize if I've put you on the spot somehow or you feel uncomfortable with me offering you a guitar. No problem, man. If you don't, however you feel is good. We'll go ahead and give Ed another month or two to respond, and at that point, we'll pick another lucky winner and see what happens. Yeah, the Flying V is definitely in the works. We've been working on it, and it's going to be pretty challenging. I've never plotted out the neck break angle on a neck through guitar before, and it's going to be interesting. So we'll have to get our rulers out and do some fine measuring for that. And yeah, while we're at it, I guess I'm gonna throw up a couple pictures here of some new projects we got going. I really just got to the point where, like, man, I can't film everything that I do over here. I really want to keep after it and do a lot of work, and the video takes a lot of time. So we've got this really nice, this was the prototype for my guitar design I came up with here. And Eric's guitar here is the first I've done in this exact shape. But this was my prototype, and we got some nice quilted maple and a really nice white limba back. So definitely keep rolling this one together and have our new model of guitar for McD. Still haven't coming up with a name yet, but we'll get there as we're going. And yeah, next here we have I'm doing a single cut. This single cut's going to be, well, for one, isn't that just a beautiful single piece flame top? Don't see those too often. And quite a while ago, I really wanted to build. I don't like single cut guitars, but I really wanted to build myself one because when you set it up with the Les Paul wiring style, you get that nice switch up there that you can kind of use as a kill switch and do your Jimi Hendrix and your Rage Against the Machine and that stuff. So I've always wanted to have a nicer single cut guitar for doing half step down stuff in the band, and this is going to be it. So PRS will be my main standard guitar. This will be its single cut brother that will be a half step down for all that fun stuff. And yeah, we'll keep that one in the works too. It's also got a nice white limba back there. But yeah, I guess getting back to it here. Hope you guys like what's going on here. Next episode we'll keep working this neck down. We are going to do some stain samples, and we are going to start doing some artistic carving on our F-hole. I'm sure there's all kinds of different things we'll run into between here and there. But yeah, those will be our main focuses next time. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch up with you next time, huh? All right, cheers.